professor of economics, James Foster, has created a new theory to measure poverty. Life is more than just income, and countries have been using income as a source of measure. But that's changed. It's gone way beyond that. It's gone into what we call deprivation, how people are feeling. Are they happy? Are they joyful? I paint roses because the rose speaks the language of the heart. In this painting, I have painted the equation on poverty as the stem. Perhaps people will look at it and be interested enough to want to understand, or perhaps it will just be subliminal. Whatever it is, it's a hidden code. Please, end starvation in this world. We can, you know.
Most importantly, Regina Foster, originally from Johannesburg, is the artist that has inspired this event tonight, who's to my far left. Well-known artist here in Santa Fe.
And this is my expression, and I feel so grateful and humbled and honored that you're all here sharing this exhibit and giving your input on such a very, very important issue that is certainly going to make a huge difference to all of our lives, and we can change. And I hope that we do take the small steps and the bigger steps, and we start seeing the difference in our everyday life as an artist and just as, you know, a culture. And I hope we start seeing changes in New Mexico specifically, because this is our home and we know the problems that we're living with. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. It's really fascinating to see how the CCA and Regina, with their brilliant idea of putting art on the walls and combining them with the theme of poverty and happiness, can attract a very interesting crowd to discuss issues that are of relevance to all of us.
So one dimension for measurement, which I've thought about, I've been trying to get my hands around, is hope. Because hope relates to what you do in the future. It relates to your perception of the current reality. And we find that people who are at the upper end of the distribution but without hope are indeed deprived. They're indeed deprived in a missing dimension. How do you measure that? And how do you create then the solution to that? And of course there is one obvious solution that relates to the people at the lower end. And that is the people at the upper end understanding the people at the lower end of the distribution, creating relationship with them, with the other.
By the way, there's another thing I want to compliment Regina on. You know, art is an interesting media in terms of its ability to educate. It's also an interesting way to create happiness, to be drawn into a painting. So there is a tie-in here. We can look back to early civilizations and we'll see the handprints on the wall and the pictographs and so forth about trying to convey who we are and our humanity. And Regina, I think your work is just exquisite and special.
To us, gross national happiness basically means that ultimately the long-term and the ultimate goal of development should be happiness, that the people should be happy. And Bhutan believes that this happiness cannot come from purely material development, economic development, but that it must be very carefully balanced with spiritual health, with the environment, and generally the quality of life.
Kino lama, kino, kino lama la kino, kino lama kino, sanga la tinzin la kino, kino lama kino. Compassion is, brings happiness to the beings, and happiness also is important to recognize how to say recognize or realize how you're and satisfied how you are, and also if you don't recognize, and then even if you're poor or rich, doesn't matter. If you're rich, still sufferings. Poor, of course, suffering, but sometimes if you're poor, still happy, how to realize what you are. If you realize, then you're already happiness. Yeah. Keno lama la keno, tenzin la jamsu la keno.